Today I'm going to show you how you can use the SmplTrek as a 3-track audio recorder.
Freebie.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Freebeat. Today's patron shoutout goes to Healersaurus. Thank you so very much for the support. Let's get started. Alrighty, so in front of me today I have my Sonicware SmplTrek, and while this is a primarily sequencer-based groovebox / songwriting tool, you do get 3 universal or global audio tracks down here at the bottom that adhere to your song structure and basically just act as open audio lanes. Each one of them actually has 3 different takes within. The idea there being that you could record 3 different vocal takes for each audio track and then pick and choose your best takes. But I want to see if we can use those global audio tracks exclusively to make a song, or at least a portion of a song. As in, not use any internal samples or anything at all in tracks 1 through 10, just using the global audio tracks and just recording audio straight to those tracks. So today we are going to try to record a bass guitar, some drums, and maybe a guitar off of my Nintendo 3DS, each onto their own individual global audio track, and skip tracks 1 through 10. Ironically, though, to get started, we're going to need to use one of the tracks just to set the actual structure of the song, and that's because the audio tracks themselves, they don't have their own structure. They simply just follow the song structure. So the first thing I'm going to do is go into the tempo section here. I'm going to make sure my metronome is on. And I know the song, or the riff at least I want to get in here, is at 164 BPM. So I'm going to set my click track. Now we're going to go into scene 1 of track 1. And I'm just going to load a one-shot track. But I'm not actually going to load a sample. I'm immediately going to hit home. And now we have a one-shot track loaded with no sample in it. Again, we're just using this for setting the structure of our song. So each scene on the SmplTrek can be up to 128 steps or 8 measures long. However, you can actually set those scenes to repeat, and then the global audio track will actually treat those repeats as unique music. So you're not really restricted by pattern length when you're using global audio tracks. However, I am going to have to use a couple different scenes, and that's because there is a time signature change in the little part of the song that we're working on today. It's 7 measures of 4/4, and then a measure of 2/4. So we know that 8 measures of 4/4 is 128 steps. If we take out 2 quarter notes, that brings us down to 120 steps. So I need to set this sequence length here to 120 steps. There we go. Now I'm going to go down to scene 2 and enable that and go into track 1 on scene 2. There we go. Then we're going to set our length. I'm going to count it out in my head. Okay, so I just counted it out in my head, and I know that I'm going to use 7 measures of 4/4, which is 112 steps. So now I have that set there. Now we're going to go into scene 3 on track 1. I'm just going to set that to 128 steps, and if I wanted to, I could also go into the scene itself here and just set the scene to, 128 measures. So it's just going to pretty much play endlessly on the global audio tracks. And I could even go into the scene and also tell it to repeat those 128 measures 16 times, and I could do that for every other scene. So when you're just using audio tracks, you can really basically go as long as you want. I haven't done the exact math, but that's got to be at least like 20-30 minutes of song that you could play. So yeah, in theory, we should be ready to record now. So let's pop down to our global audio track 1. We're going to enable that. Okay, I've got my bass guitar plugged in here. There you go. You can see my pretty dirty bass guitar here now. Oh, I need to turn down the level a bit. We're clipping. So now before we record, let's actually go into our effects section here, to our insert effects, and under target, let's go ahead and set this to our input. Then we'll turn it on. I don't want chorus. Let's use like the default bass amp settings. Let's go ahead and pop down to our global audio track and record. So if I hit record once, then And it's kind of like a monitoring situation. If I hit it again, it's going to turn red, ready to record. I'm going to hit play. We're going to get a count off, and then I'm good to go. And I messed up. Now, before we re-record, I'm also realizing I forgot to go and set the actual scene settings. So, since this scene is technically 7 bars of 4/4, and then 1 bar of 2/4, I'm going to set all of them to 2/4, and we are going to go in and set this to 14 bars of 2/4. No, we're going to set it to 15 bars of 2/4. That should work out to exactly the length we need. Then we're going to go to scene 2, which was 7 bars of 4/4. Okay, there we go. And then scene 3 is just, the settings we picked. Okay, now this should work a lot better. Let's go back to our global track and re-record on just take 1 will be fine. Okay, well, I messed up at the end there, so we can actually use the take feature to fix that. We're going to go at the start of scene 3. We're going to try this again. Here we go. Okay, I'm not a bassist, clearly. I'm just doing this just to demonstrate. So yeah, go ahead and tear me apart in the comments. The people who usually hate on my stuff, that's fine. I don't really care. You're just giving me engagement. Yeah, that's smooth enough of a transition for me. Cool, so let's call that audio track good to go. Now we're going to go to global audio track 2. All right, as you can see, I now have my electronic drum kit plugged in up here, and I'm going to record some drums. I'm just going to try to throw this down in one take really quick here. Whatever. That's fine. Okay, so here we are. We've got the drums, and I can turn that track up. Which, obviously, I mean, this isn't fantastic. This is not great. But I'm just showing the concept. It can be done. You can just treat the SmplTrek as a multi-track audio recorder. Now, for the final and maybe most fun step, let's get some guitar in here using jam sessions on the 3DS. So we're going to unplug the electronic drum kit. We're going to plug in the 3DS here. Let's just see how this will sound. Okay, so we can hear the 3DS. Now, I don't have any guitar chords for the middle section, but that's okay. We'll just throw down some chords here and see what we can make this sound like, shall we? I don't know if I want any effects on here or not. Maybe like a chorus? That is super intense for chorus, isn't it? Wow. Oh, depth is completely maxed out. Yeah, that's nice. We'll just leave it there. There are some effects on the software as well, but I'm not going to mess with them for the sake of this video. We're just having fun here. So let's go down to Global Audio Track 3. Want to make sure that we're starting at the beginning, and let's get some recording done. Here we go. Sure, just messing around. Not bad, right? Or maybe terrible. I don't know. If you want to be an ass, sure, terrible. Again, this is all just about the concept. Obviously, we're not going to throw a masterpiece together in one video. One, 10, 12-minute video, however long this winds up being. And remember, the only tracks we used in this video are the global audio tracks. We only used this one-shot track up here just to set the structure. So there's actually no samples contained within that one-shot track. It's all the global audio tracks. So let's have one more listen to this and see how we did. Not the worst thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Certainly not the best. But it just goes to show you the power and potential of the SmplTrek here, because we could also go in and use tracks 1 through 10 to sequence things over the top of these global audio tracks, which is kind of backwards, I think, of the way you're supposed to work. You're supposed to sequence things and then go in and put global audio tracks over that. But it really just goes to show how open-ended this thing can be. And we pretty easily integrated a time signature change in there too. There's a measure of 2/4. So yeah, I think it really just does speak to what a great songwriting tool the SmplTrek can be. And if you want to go DAWless and write more like traditional, just straight recorded audio songs, you can do that here on the SmplTrek, which is really cool. And don't forget, you can actually export your global audio tracks into samples and then play them as one-shots and the like, and chop them up and have fun with them that way too. So there is a lot you can do here. I do hope you found this video informative or at least entertaining. If you did, be sure to leave a like on it. If not, you can always leave a dislike. That's okay too. Doesn't hurt my feelings, just makes me try that much harder next time. Either way, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Thank you all so very much for being here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.